Welcome to our podcast for week 4. This week we're talking about structuring data. Some of the topics we're going to cover include structured data and unstructured data and comparing the two of them and how to manipulate them both. We'll look at a few design considerations when you're working in XML, and I want you to pay some special attention to naming conventions. Structured and unstructured data. When we look at data, all data is born unstructured, and it acquires structure as we look at it and think about it and use human intervention on it. However, in the process of adding structure to data, a lot of times we lose significant information along the way. When we look at databases, they're highly structured. Data is organized in a well-known data format. It conforms to a known schema specific to that database, but you have to question, do you have data independence? Can that data move from one format to another? And woe unto you if you lose the schema that the database came from. So not really do you have data independence. On the other hand, we look at plain text, which is unstructured. And you can't assume that there's any predefined format to it. There may be a parent organization, but it makes no guarantees, and you have to infer what the data means. And then in between the two, there's semi-structured data. When we look at data, most data really has some kind of structure to it. Texts have sentences and paragraphs and sections. Books have chapters. Web pages even are organized using HTML. And when we look at the concept or the idea of semi-structured data, we look to it because it enforces well-formatted data. You always know how to read, parse, and manipulate it. And an option that you can also have with semi-structured data is that it can also enforce well-structured data, which might also help you interpret the data that you're looking at. Structured data has a natural XML structure that can be used to describe it, that flows from a root element and down to child elements. Extracting the information from unstructured data sources into XML format happens, it's possible to treat integration of unstructured data similarly in a way to integrate with XML. You can use XML for different kinds of data types, and you might go about that first extracting data from structured sources into an XML stream. Then second, go back and extract data from your unstructured sources into the XML stream. Third, as always, you're going to have to do some cleanup and organization, transforming the two streams as needed, and then map them into XML and into the target XML document that you're working on. When we look at adding structure through XML, all of our programs or XML files start with an XML declaration, and that includes your version number, and then has a root element. In this one, we use the root element schedule, and everything, all the elements that go between the start tag for schedule and the end tag for schedule have to be within that. All the child elements go within the start and end tag. Here's some structured data, sometimes from a database or from Excel sheet. You get comma delimited or tab delimited type data, and we have a string of data that has a name Marion, a Royal, and then GSA, and what looks like probably a phone number. When we look at it from semi-structured format, we have F name, which is probably first name, Marion, initial A, L name, last name, Royal. Agency, well, there tells us what GSA applies to agency, and phone delimiting a phone number. Now if we're going to take that data and put it into a fragment of XML, again we have a root element of person surrounding all the data, and then we have tag for name, and with the child elements within name include a first, middle, and last set of tags. We have agency, and we have phone also broken down into 3 pieces of data with area code, prefix, and number. And that's a great example of how to organize data or add structure to data using XML. When you are designing your XML data, you need to do some consideration. Remember, XML is a containment model, that each element that you create contains data or other elements, and the other elements within an element are called the children. And you need to kind of organize which data is part of which other information. Again, the root element contains the all other elements, and usually when you're doing well-formatted data, your elements are nested inside your root element. This is a good picture describing a person list, and we have title and then person and another person. And those elements are empty. We do see some good examples of person list, type, student, and then date, and those are attributes of the tag person list. And we'll learn more about attributes and elements in our next chapter. Now for a few minutes you need to pay attention to the conventions you use in the tags that you create. XML names are very, very flexible. You can use any number of letters or digits. They can be long or short. They can be upper or lower case. But you need to be careful. It is not as forgiving a markup language as HTML. So we see these first 3 tags for schedule. See schedule in all caps, schedule with just the first letter capitalized, and schedule all in lowercase. Those are 3 entirely different kinds of tags when viewed in XML. So be careful how you type and really plan how you organize your tags and name your tags. They have to be the same. And again, we see the next 3 for TV or television schedule. You can use, we see TV schedule with an underscore mark in between, and TV schedule in all caps. TV caps and a dash with a capital S for schedule, or using television schedule as one long word with the T and the S on television and schedule capitalized, but no spaces. You cannot, spaces are limited, are used for other parts of XML tags, but you can use the underscore or you can use a dash in writing your tag names. It's really best to use full unabbreviated names, even though it makes your typing longer, and you can certainly copy and paste your tags as you're writing them. But it really makes your document more understandable by others by using full names. If you have any questions, put them on the discussion board, and I hope you're having a good time working on your XML this week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.